Welcome back to Final Fantasy X. This is session 4, 5. I have lost count, to be perfectly honest with you. We are heading down the rest of Mushroom Rock Road on the way to the Temple of Yevon Djosi. And here we have quite a menacing enemy. Giant F-off Basilisk, who can turn you to stone, and if all your characters turn to stone, you're effectively dead. You've lost, so you've got to try and take out the basilisks quickly, or wear stone-proof equipment to counter them.
Petrification is a really nice thing in this game.
Oh yeah, like as you saw there, when you actually use it yourself, it can be a nice easy one-hit kill for any enemy that doesn't resist it, which is why I'm very happy to put that on Wakka's Ball. But yeah, for the most part, you've got to keep an eye out for petrification. Also zombification also does a similar thing, where if all your characters are zombies, it is a game over. Even though your characters are still controllable and, you know, still have a desire to fight the enemy, the game just kind of stops and treats you like you're dead. Which is kind of naff.
You can save yourself using zombie if you want to.
Yeah.
But that's only against the ability death.
Yeah, because when you're a zombie, you're immune to death. Ironically, you can't be one-hit killed if you're a zombie, so that makes less sense the more I think about it. Jeez. Anyway, here's a new enemy. We've got little Snowflan guy. You're going to notice that the characters have kind of jumped up in power a bit. We did quite a bit of grinding before recording this episode. You'll also notice that the music sounds a bit different. We changed the music from the original soundtrack to the arranged one, and just plumb forgot to change it back. So we're now playing with the admittedly better sounding arranged soundtrack. And goddamn, petrifying enemies are so satisfying. It's the way they just immediately crumble. It's wonderful. I'll tell you what, it really is quite a marvel in this game how many NPCs are willing to just give you items. That guy's a bad example because he didn't, but most of them do, and most RPGs, NPCs are just there for filler text. So it's weird to have a game where they're all just willing to give you stuff. I don't know, it's one of those things I'd never really noticed about this game before. But yeah, you just make a habit of talking to everybody. You almost feel spurned when you don't get given items.
It shows how important talking to people is in RPGs.
Hey! How much longer till Xanarkand?
Still a ways.
First down the Moonflow to the Guado city of Guadosalam. Then we cross the Thunder Plains to the Temple of Macalania.
Oh, boy.
And before that, we get to pray at the temple in Jose.
We can't just skip all that, can we? Huh?
Well, you can.
Oh
It's
yeah,
really hard to do.
it's doable. You can skip that. Explain how you can skip this next chunk of the game, Dan.
Earlier you saw a chocobo that was going past you. If you have to, like, do a really fast playthrough of the game, you can skip the next area, but you lose Neon.
That's fine, so you basically get the chocobos to push you into the next area, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, you may miss out on this next Aeon we're about to receive, but for speedrunners, that is the way to go.
Me?
Who else?
What can I do for you, boss?
Don't tell Yuna you know about Sin and Jekt.
Huh?
You know her. She would distance herself from you. We do not want that.
Apparently Auron doesn't have that problem, because he just kind of phased right through you there. So, personal space isn't, you know, a big thing for Auron.
Ah, you have a point. Come to think of it, did I really have to know about Jekt? What about my feelings?
Better than you finding out at a critical moment, becoming emotional.
What? Me? Emotional?
I heard you were quite the crybaby.
Yeah, maybe when I was a kid. Maybe even a little now. Just a little. Hey, I still don't buy your story, you hear?
Wouldn't want you finding out at a critical time becoming emotional. That's gonna... that sentiment's gonna bite back really hard later in the game for horrendously spoilerish reasons. Kind of makes Zoran out to be a bit more of a dick than he actually is, but yeah.
Yuna, it is good to see you and your companions are well.
Yourselves as well, Captain. We were worried. Praise be to Yevon.
We escaped with our lives, but our troops were decimated.
Of all our chocobos, only this one made it. We make pretty poor chocobo-mounted forces without chocobos.
We turned our backs on the teachings and cast away our faith. This is our just reward.
Tell you what, that's a really damning line there. It kind of cements how much guilt like revolves around this world, like how much impact Yevon has on everybody, that defying it kind of... I don't know, I can't find the words for it. It's like when you go against Yevon, then any bad that falls upon you is considered your fault. And anyone who's against Yevon is like an enemy. What I'm trying to say is Yevon has like a totalitarian kind of rule over everybody in this world, which is a little worrying and could be a cause for concern later on.
Well, Yevon is technically the government, and we have to have order in this world.
It's just maybe they're governing as a
there
little...
would just be like criminals everywhere.
Well, yeah. I don't know, maybe it could be argued that their governing is a bit militant, though.
Another summoner?
Just based on how people refer to them as this all-powerful, morally righteous group.
Right.
That's the thing. Do you think thieves are like turned into thieves through fiendish purposes?
Wait, what's turning... Sorry? One more time?
Bandits in, like, other games.
Yeah.
There's actual enemy classes that are called bandits.
Yeah.
So, do you think they're turned into bandits, or do you think they lived lives with that class?
I don't know, that's a very general question, but I guess it's contextual. Also, here's Lucy having a real emotional breakdown.
He just wasn't lucky enough.
Ah, damn it! He was young. He pushed his luck. What was he thinking, going up there in the front lines like that?
Oh, he's kicking stone with his bare feet. That must kill.
Damn it all!
Luzu, knock it off!
You don't know what it's like!
I do know.
I'm sorry.
Why don't you go home now? To be safe. Take it easy a while. Rest, yeah?
Rest?
You need some R&R. You're hurt, yeah?
I guess so.
Get better.
It's just mind-blowing to me that scene, which is one of my favourite scenes in this game, is entirely optional and has quite a high chance of not happening because, wow, that's a brilliant character point for Waka of all people. Like, all the resentment and all the anger he was feeling earlier has just kind of subsided now because, wow, you've just gone through the same thing I did. Jesus. Anyway, here is more characters, in case we haven't introduced enough of them.
I beg your pardon, but may I ask your name?
I am Summoner Yuna, from the Isle of Besaid.
As I thought. The daughter of Lord Braska. You have the look of your father.
My father? You knew him?
No, I have never met the man. Ah, my apologies. I am Isaru. I am a summoner, like you.
I'm Bussy. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Maroda.
I tell you what, Dan, if you got your hair done in a ponytail, if I styled my hair and if Dylan dyed his hair black, the three of us brothers could cosplay as these three, I'm just saying. Not too far removed from us.
You must have some of your father's talent in you. I believe you might someday defeat sin.
I'm not really. I've only just become a summoner.
Of course, I've no intention of losing either. So perhaps we should race to see who can defeat Sin first, no?
Very well then. I accept your challenge.
Isaru!
Yuna, I beg your leave. Good luck to both of us.
Yes.
Alrighty, so let's move ourselves on. Oh wait, let's not. More dialogue.
Me? You are Yuna's guardian, no? Moroda's heard a curious rumor. I thought you should know.
I heard it from those crusaders.
I feel like any drama that takes place within Jose is kind of undermined by the little adorable squirrel monkeys that jump around and basically have their own like AI and work completely independently of themselves. Like, they don't go with the cutscene, they just go where they want, and sometimes they'll just jump into frame, and there's something very funny about that to me.
What? What y'all talking about?
We're talking about doing your job as a guardian.
Hey, I'm doing good. Right, big brother?
Please be careful.
Will do.
Super Summoner Bros, away! That's what I've named them. They're the Super Summoner Bros.
We're leaving.
They're the summoners that aren't, you know, jerks like Donna. They're actually quite nice. Anyways, let's do another Cloister of Trials. Woo! Speed up features. Thank God Sony Vegas has a speed up feature. Makes this way more tolerable.
Yeah, this destruction sphere is kind of hard to find.
Yeah. Not if you have that Primus strategy guide, though.
We are ready.
Alright, let's do it.
Anyways, speaking of speeding up, I will bring up a little something that's exclusive to the Steam or PC version of Final Fantasy X. There are actually built-in cheat codes, I guess is the only thing you could call them. You can set the game to play at a higher speed. You can set the game to give you constantly high overdrive bars, so you can just spam your special attacks. There are quite a few other little things that you can do, but, well, basically they're cheating, so that's the reason we're not really demonstrating or using those. We're playing the game as if it were just the vanilla PS2 version, because I feel that's the only way to play. We want to earn those Steam achievements. We don't want to just, like, you know, have them handed to us from a game basically playing itself. What are your thoughts on those anyway? Have you fiddled around with them before, experimented with them, or...?
I've used them once, but that was to test, like, if I can kill the enemy that Auron has to attack.
Oh, were you doing a solo run that required you to...
I wanted to see if Tidus's strength would go over the limit.
Did it?
No.
Okay then, we learned a lesson then.
That was the set damage from earlier on.
Stop pacing around, be calm and wait.
Anyways, we've actually got to sit back and let this play out a little bit, unlike the others, which, you know, kind of progress with dialogue. Here we go, here comes Donna.
Well, you again. Still traveling with quite the crowd, I see. What is it, Bartello? You know this riffraff?
You are... Auron, no?
What of it?
Can I shake your hand? Auron.
I love Bartello so much, he's so lovable.
You're the reason I became a guardian.
Flex. I also love that Auron is genuinely touched by this moment, like he's really happy there. It's one of those few little Auron moments the way he's just like, I'm happy to be here, I like this.
Calling the personal guardian the Lord Braska riffraff?
And you call yourself a summoner?
Yeesh. Bartello, enough! Get back here.
Hang in there, buddy. Eh?
I'm a little worried that you missed one of my favourite lines of dialogue around here. Yeah, we forgot about it. If you talk to Donna and Bartello, Bartello's like, I swear I'll never wash this hand again. And Donna just, like, scoffs it and goes, if you touch me with that hand, I will remove it. She's so mad. It's great.
You owe much to your father. All these guardians. And Sir Orin too? And I hear Maester Seymour's quite taken with you. The world must look different when you're the daughter of Lord Braska.
This has nothing to do with my father.
Donna has fangs in this one moment for some strange reason. She looks kind of terrifying.
Well, she's meant to be, like, really intimidating.
But she has actual fangs! She's like a vampire!
Maybe she'll turn into a vampiric fiend.
Who knows, but we had quite a debacle, quite a debate on what we would name this Aeon, and I feel it's only suitable that as we are brothers, we've just met the Summoner brothers, you know, we're quite fraternal, and this is a pony, I felt that this was the only suitable nickname. You objected to it for reasons that I don't understand, but, you know, I think that's the perfect name for Ixion.
I think it's fine now.
Yeah, there we go.
Of the voice actor in this game.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Okay, yeah. We'll get to that character in the next video.
The most broken character in the game.
Most broken character in the game.
Get ready for the journey ahead.
Alrighty, so let's wrap up the entirety of the Luzu Gutter plotline.
I suppose this is farewell, then.
Huh?
I'm leaving. Back to Besaid. I can't stay here eating the temple's bread forever. I'm one of the only Crusaders still here.
And with that, we really don't get much more mention of the Crusaders after this point. That's kind of them over and done with. Understandably so, as most of them were nuked into oblivion. You know, that generally kind of wipes you out of, you know, collective consciousness.
Okay. I guess I'll just let her sleep for now, then. Ah! Morning.
What? Morning?
Don't worry.
But it's morning.
Are we not at all concerned about the giant electrical current just kind of openly sparking in the middle of the room? Is that not a concern?
It seems fine. We leave our TVs on at night.
That's a controlled electrical charge, though. That's not going to, like, explode openly. And...
It's like going in a spiral, like a...
Terrifying.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Really, there's no rush. Here, your hair.
This scene annoys me so much. Because I've watched this scene so many times, I don't think there's actually anything changed about Yuna's hair, but I became really paranoid about it. Like, hasn't it always looked like that? And I've like looked at models from her in other points of the game, and I realise her hair has always looked like that. It's not actually messed up. Or is it? Maybe I'm just not noticing it. Like, I can't... How messed up is the hair? I can't deal.
Sir Orin?
Once Lady Yuna fixes her hair, we leave.
They were just sitting there making fun of this alleged bad hair. I'm not seeing it. I don't believe it. I think it's all lies.
I hadn't really laughed like that in a long time. It was only later that I realized. The only one really laughing then was me. Laughing must have been the only thing keeping them going.
He just made it really depressing.
I also like the implication that no one else genuinely found her terrible hair funny. It was just me. I'm the only one who saw the comedy in that. In Yuna's terrible, terrible hair.
Off so early? Lady Yuna, you must be exhausted after working so hard last night. Will you be okay?
I feel that I have rested enough, but thank you for your kindness. Will you be leaving too?
Yes. First we cross the Moonflow, and then we head north in search of chocobos to replace those we have lost.
Once we find chocobos, our mounted forces will ride again. Huh? Aren't you missing someone?
Captain! Wait for me!
What took you so long? We're leaving.
You expect me to keep up with a chocobo?
Lady Yuna, I wish you good fortune. Elma, Clasco, let's go.
Ma'am.
Hey, can I just rest a sec?
You know, if the encounters with them weren't so frequent as to kind of kill the pacing of the game, I kind of like the fact that there are other groups or just other little squads of people basically going on the same quest that we are. Like, they're also not pilgrimaging to get the final Aeon, but they're going the same way as us and we keep bumping into each other.
Yeah, giving us support along the way.
Yeah, there's something cool about that. Anyways, see you soon.